Leftover fireworks.
Yeah, fireworks. We are still on our Spring Festival.
I'll tell you what. On New Year's Eve, I've never heard so many fireworks.
Everybody, I'ma ask you, are you with me?
I was actually going to see if I could figure out how to say day 2. One of the things about what I've already learned, I haven't learned a ton, but I have learned the pingying system, which is the Roman letters, the Roman letter version of how you write out Chinese characters and Chinese words. And so the good thing is I've started to learn that. Now I understand not just that, but what the different letters sound like, and that has made a huge difference.
Bing,
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 bing.
Yeah, bing.
So for example, if I looked up day 1, it looks like this. I'll put it on the screen. It's going to take me a second to figure out what it says, but I now can look at it and know that it is yi qian yi ge. Yi qian yi ge. Let me listen to it and see what it sounds like. See if you can hear it. Let me turn it up. So you hear that? 一天一个. One more time.
一天一个.
So the good thing is, I can now at least use a translator, which I've actually done a few times. So things that I've learned today that are super exciting are we did some. The first thing we did is we did a lot of overview of the initials and especially the finals and just what they sound like, what the different letters sound like, because there's a lot of letters that definitely do not sound like they sound like in English.
飘
Piao,
皮
pie, pie,
偏
pie, pien,
偏
pien,
偏
ping.
拼
Like Z is th, C is actually ch. What else we got? R is r. What's another crazy one? Q is crazy. So Q actually sounds like the ch in the beginning of cheese. So like Q and I always sounds like E. So if you do QI, which I'll put here on the screen, QI is actually chee, chee. And X is S. So SI would be C, C. So anyway, so just going over a bunch of those, and then also going over a bunch of combinations of what different combinations of the finals sound like. So we went through a big list like this. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'll try to hold it there for a second. But we go through these lists. This is like the other side of the list. You basically just go through line by line, practicing not only the finals and even the initials, just the word, but also the tone, and then figuring out how everything sounds.
花
Hu,
豁
Huai,
坏
Hui,
灰
Huan,
宽
Hun,
坤
Huang.
框 Yes, very good.
So right now I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages of stuff, and we literally just got to the first pages of the book. But the first page of the book is super exciting because we're starting to look at characters, and we're also doing some conversations. So for example, like 你好, 你好, which is hello, and then you always say hello back. So if you say thank you, which is 谢谢, that's thank you, then you can say 不客气, 不客气. Duìbuqi is you're welcome. So if you run into somebody and you say, hey, I'm sorry, it's Duìbuqi. Duìbuqi. So it's Duìbuqi. Duìbuqi. So that's I'm sorry. I just learned that today. And then if you say you're sorry, then you can say, hey, it's okay. You can say my guānxi. My guānxi. So you can say Duìbuqi is I'm sorry. Duìbuqi. And then my guānxi. My guānxi is like, it's okay. You don't have to worry about it. So I'm also starting to put some parts and pieces together of words, asking questions, but right now, on just day 2, I feel like the biggest and most important thing that I've learned is the tones. So how things sound, the pronunciation of both the initials and finals, being able to use my translator, which I couldn't do before, and even when I'm talking to different people, like this wonderful guy at the coffee shop who I talked to today. Let me see what his name was. We're gonna exchange WeChat, which is what you chat on here in China. But it's Jun Kai. Jun Kai is his name. He gave this to me. This is his name. So that's Jun Kai. So anyway, he's great, and so I think the more you go out and you talk to these different places, every time I go into that coffee shop, it's like I'm learning something new, or I try a new word, or I can understand something a little more than I did the last time. So I think that's really one of the most important parts of learning this new language, is being willing to go out and talk to the people and not being scared they're going to screw something up. Most of them are very nice, which has been great. And yeah, on to day 3. Hope you've liked this so far. If there's anything you'd like to see or anything you'd like me to explain a little more, I know I'm just rambling most of the time, but I'll try to put some more stuff on the screen so you can see things that I'm talking about and stuff like that. But if there's anything you want to see, just let me know. Happy to change it up a little bit. So just day 3, long way to go, but so far so good. All right, Duìbuqi. Wait, that's you're welcome. 再见. Like I said, long way to go.